Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Though I tried starting this YouTube 2 years ago. My leg 2 years ago, and I really wanted to make it a safe space for people that felt lonely or felt really alone where they were when it came to life, dating, social, personal life in general. And I made this video which was like 40 minutes long. Don't know why I made it that long. And it was just this whole spiritual journey, like this one woman act, like monologue, and just watching it 2 years later, and I'm just like, wow, like I learned so much since then, but I also have some habits that are still there. And it was just like really wild to see that. I just kind of want to keep doing that, like keep making these videos that kind of show like the time period and the era that I'm in. So currently I am 24 years old. I honestly kind of love being 24. Like I feel like it's like a good age. 21 was like ooh, like party. 22 was like, all right, like I'm maturing a little bit, like still having fun, but like I know how to have fun. 23 was like, all right, like what is your plan? Like what are your plans so we don't fuck up our 20s? And 24 is like, all right, like let's start making some moves. So that's kind of where I'm at. I kind of want to talk about myself, who I am. My name is Felicity, and my name means happiness, which I really love. If you hear snoring, it's my mom, like sleeping. I think she would probably kill me if I shared this. But yeah, she's right there. But I kind of been stuck on my couch. I have stairs right there, but because I am on crutches, let me get demonstration. Because I'm on crutches, can't really go up and down the stairs, so my new bedroom is the living room. Whew. So yeah, so I used to identify myself as like a hopeless romantic, codependent, like just struggling a lot with the need for external validation from people. Like I really saw after just like I really wanted one like female friendship that was just like my person, like my platonic soulmate, and we were there for each other. I didn't always have a female best friend. I didn't start having one until like end of high school, like senior year, and then not the freshman year of college, but my sophomore year of college. And that is kind of when I started having more female friends. And I think I wanted two presents, so a female friendship, and I wanted a male romantic friendship. What am I saying? Romantic relationship. Because I guess I wanted a boyfriend and a girl best friend. And I focused on the boyfriend part for a long time. I really wanted a boyfriend for some reason, like just to kind of be that go-to person, like, or is there for me during an emotional time, like I had a fight with my parents or had a bad day, just kind of us against the world. But I wasn't really finding those kind of relationships, or it kind of turned toxic, or I didn't really know what I was looking for. Kind of might have looked for the wrong things. Like one, maybe I was just, one of the criteria was that like they had to really like me, like be all about me, which is kind of not really criteria. Okay, it sounds kind of bad, but yeah, the way I've dated was just kind of whoever was kind of next came in my life. It wasn't that much of a system. But I promise you it got a lot better. Yeah, and I've stayed in a relationship that I called healthy for a year, because he really loved me, and I know he would never cheat on me, which is like also pretty low criteria. I mean, we had some fun times together. He was kind of mostly down for things. My mom is really bad with snoring, but also me too, which is kind of bad. Yeah, it wasn't super healthy because he was controlling, try to like tell me like what I should wear, not wear, or like what areas of my body I should work out more because like my arms like intimidated him. And yeah, just wasn't super supportive because I'm a very sensual, like open person, and he wanted to close that part of me, and like that was just a no-go because like I love dancing. Like I told him like I think I want to apply to be a go-go dancer, and then he's like, no, like I don't trust the other guys, blah blah. I'm like, bro, like you only have to trust me, and like it's something I want to do, so why are you telling me that I can't do it, and that if I want to be with you then I'm not allowed to do it? And then it's like that's like kind of like an easy call. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Yeah, I want to express myself the way I want. I want to be free, and that's when I started this journey of being single. I want to say for 2 years, but I think I'm kind of going on to 3. I'm losing track of time. Time is just kind of mushing into one time period. However, I did have like a relationship a little bit, but in that period, it was 2 months, so I don't know if I would completely count it. Yeah, I really, really loved that person. I cared about that person so, so much. And it was nice to kind of have like, a little fantasy relationship, but to be honest, it wasn't completely real, I guess, in a way, because it was just rushed. And I know that's a red flag when somebody tries to rush you in a relationship. That is not what I want right now. Like, yeah, I love that somebody knows what they want, especially if they want me, but I also know it takes time, like at least like 3 months, like just to get to know that person. And I really believe in like open dating, exploring, your options, and then when you really, really know like this is your person, then go from there. But I just don't want to rush anymore. Like 2 years ago, I didn't know what taking it slow meant, but now I am starting to understand that it's so important to take things slow because it's easy come, easy go. And like I think we all had this like vision, or this kind of toxic vision, that we at some point in our 20s that we would find this relationship and we would be happy and have kids and this and that. But it's not like that anymore. It's like you don't know what happens. That's like the moment you turn 20, like you don't know what the next 10 years are gonna look like. It could be like, it's just a bunch of things. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be terrible, because it's not, because like there's beautiful moments. There's like, oh, like life can be so good, but it also can get bad. Like shit hits the fan. And some people are lucky. Like, don't get jealous of people, because like honestly, luck just kind of rotates. Like, yeah, it may feel like some people are luckier than others, but I feel like they're more like opportunists. Like me, like I'm very like, let me like gamble, let me test my luck. And I seem lucky because I did win. It's just only because I put myself out there, or like I'm a very like critical thinker, problem solver. And something that stuck with me, maybe related or not, is that this like very powerful person, who was it? I don't know if it was Steve Jobs or it's like kind of can't really think, but it's just saying that, or was it Bill Gates? But the person I'm thinking about, like, I don't know, a powerful person, and they said that they will hire a lazy person over the smart person because the smart person will find maybe 100 ways to get it done, but the lazy person will figure out how the fastest and the easiest way to get it done. And that just always stuck with me because, like, that's why I don't really feel like we should judge intelligence on one, like, rubric. I think intelligence is just varies. It's like a spectrum, you know, like there's street smart, book smarts, and it's just I feel like everyone has their own intelligence. And when it comes to school, like, I don't want to weigh my intelligence on school because, yeah, like, I'm good. Like, I can get an assignment done on a due date. I can remember some answers to a test. But I feel like that is what school mostly is. Like, the things I really, really learn are from the conversations I have with my classmates or professor, or how much work I can cram or get done before midnight. Like, that is kind of what I mostly learned in school, and which is that I'm just trying to get the degree. That's all. Other than that, I'm not gonna weigh it on my like A's and B's and C's and D's and F's. Like, I'm not, because like what I'm really gonna learn is when it comes to the job and the people that I talk to. That's where I really feel like that's gonna do it. So right now I'm just trying to just get my homework done, like just get through the classes. I have ADHD. It's undiagnosed. I plan on getting it diagnosed, but it is like, you know, so I gotta put on some money, and that's just kind of not where I want to put my money at right now. So I kind of been just surviving without Adderall or medication. Yeah, it makes me like really creative, but also very like kind of all over the place, which is like kind of like a good and bad thing. But when it comes to that, it's just, you know, one part of my life. This part of my life right now where I'm trying to figure out like my future is like, where am I going? And honestly, like, I'm excited and scared at the same time because I'm like, don't know where I'm going to land, but I just know or affirm to myself that I am where I'm supposed to be. Like, yes, like, am I supposed to be like, you know, on crutches? And honestly, I guess so for now, because I believe everything happens for a reason, and not necessarily in the religious way, but like life is just like random events. Like, it really is. Like, you roll the dice and then that is what happens. I really believe that, like, say things are going good and we're just like, oh, things are going good, more good should happen. No, life is like, you roll, it's like, nope, tomorrow's gonna be like, this is going to happen to you. And it's just like, damn, like, okay. So I was like, all right, this one bad thing happened to me, like another bad thing can't happen. That would just be overkill. Roll the dice. And then it's just like, damn, really? Like, two bad things? And so maybe you don't get a break. Maybe it's just like a bunch of bad things, and you're like, what the heck? Like, keep rolling and re-rolling, and it's just like, what is happening? So life is very random, but I always like to like bring it together in a way that creates meaning and makes sense. But I think that's what it is. Like, life is random and we give it meaning. Like, you can tell anybody, like, yeah, I tore my ACL and I lost my job, and then the other people are gonna be like, wow, like, you got, you know, like the short end of the stick, or, you know, you got dealt very bad cards. But I guess the meaning I put on it is that I wasn't in a job that I loved, and I was kind of blessed to kind of be pushed out instead of trying to hold on, because that's what society kind of wants you to do. And now I'm getting into this society thing, but like, yeah, it's true. Like, we are conditioned to, like, you just work, even if you don't like it, just work, because that's what being an adult is. Like, you need money. Where are you gonna get money? And I was just like, yeah, you're right. So that's why I stayed, but then I got pushed out, right? Tore my ACL, and then I basically was like, and I was trying to start a business at the time. I was trying to be a yoga studio. I leased an apartment and everything, and I tore my ACL, and there's no elevators. Like, I don't know, like, I'm a little bit of a little mess. I don't do a lot of research, but we live and we learn, trial and error. So yeah, I tore my ACL. I'm like, how am I gonna teach classes? Like, so I had to like withdraw from the business. I am basically forced to just rest. Like, I kind of wanted to collect money and like recover from surgery, but it's also like I am forced to rest. Like, I'm surviving. Like, if I find a job like in the next week or two, I think that it'll be fine, even if it's not the ideal job. Just kind of need some money to pay for my classes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be working on that like soon. But yeah, basically life told me like rest, like rest. Like the bags under my eyes were getting like so bad, and it's kind of like, okay, now I get to rest. I get to sleep. I literally like wake up, and then I'm like, oh, gotta take my pain medicine, and then I just fall back asleep. Like, that has kind of been a blessing that's been happening since Monday of my surgery. I'm trying to show you guys like my knee, but yeah. So right now I'm icing it. That's why it looks like a puff. So at first I was like kind of getting like a little lonely and like nervous, because I'm just like, I do not like being home. Like, when I'm not injured, like, I'm not home. I'm like at the gym. I'm out and about, maybe hanging out with some friends. Like, if I had a job, I would be at work. But yeah, right now, I thought it would be kind of bad being at home because I'm around a lot of triggers. Like, my parents sometimes will say things to me that will trigger me, and I'm just like, I'm out of here. But I'm just like, I can't get out. Like, I'm literally injured. So it's not as bad as I thought. I'm starting to understand them a little bit more staying home, and I really feel like the meaning of this injury is to kind of like slow down, get the rest that I really needed. I really feel like my bags are kind of like healing, but it's also genetic. And just get the rest I really needed, and just the reset that I really needed, because sometimes we're just going through the motions, and I want more from life than going through the motions. Like, I want to experience like love, like, just not just like one type of love, like romantic, like just so much love, like from my friends, from my family, and just like, I guess, like, just dating, because like, I guess the love that I'm imagining is this person that I could really relate to, that wants to like take care of me and protect me and just understand me, and that is like kind of the top tier love that I'm looking for. Someone to just kind of like just look at the world with, and like, it just like fresh, like opportunity eyes. It's just like, we could just make fun out of nothing, and I just get excited to be around that person, and I believe that I could find that. And honestly, you can find it in a lot of different people. The person you end up with, I really don't know how that goes. Maybe ask me in like 5 to 10 years, but right now I'm kind of like learning how to take care of myself, learn from myself. Because I think this is the crucial time to kind of explore, be by yourself, be single in your 20s. Yeah, could get lonely, and sometimes like the thought of being alone in your bed or not having, somebody to, I guess, just call, and they generally want to listen to your problems. Honestly, that's what friends are for. But I guess, the intimacy, that is, I guess, what we're looking for, like physical touch, and just, it can get bad sometimes when people don't have enough of that. Like sometimes we just need a hug, or yeah, like sometimes like if I see someone is like one of my friends and they look super stressed, like I'll just like, do you need a hug? Like even a stranger, I'll just like, do you need a hug? Not like a complete stranger, but like, I also believe that sometimes we just need a hug in our worst times. This is kind of feeling like my I don't know. I mean, I do know, I'm just not saying it. Basically, I'm just saying like it feels like these are my high thoughts, but I'm not high. Just kind of speaking my mind. I really love doing that. Those are topics I kind of wanted to go through, like about me, maybe relationship philosophy, life philosophy, just current moment. And I had a really good reflection with my friend today, and I was telling her about, a video I made of myself 2 years ago that was actually ended up being like a very spiritual monologue. And I ended up apologizing to myself, and it was really refreshing to hear 2 years later. And I kind of want to do something similar. I want to apologize to myself for just not getting the amount of rest that I needed, for acting hyper vigilant and always busy when I didn't have to. I'm proud of everything that I have accomplished and tried and took the risk on. But because life is scary, it's really scary. But sometimes I feel like I live my life like I dance like nobody's watching, and I just pretend that like say like I'm 90 years old in my retirement home, and I like think back to when I'm 24, and I'm just like, what do I wish that I would be doing? Or like if I were to try time travel to this moment, like right now I'm time traveling, and it's like, what would I really want to do with myself? And what I would see and believe is that, one, I look and feel very beautiful, and two, I'm very grateful for everything I've accomplished and the things that I can do, and I just know I could do more. Like I just want to travel, I want to learn how to dance, I want to like play sports. I'm just so excited with life, and I just know I'm going to get there. Like one time, like this really like stuck with me forever, that my friend just like looked at me and just said this to me. It was like, I see you being very successful. And I'm like, wow, like no one's ever said that to me. Like hopefully I wished my parents said that to me at least once, but like my friend said it to me, and I'm just like, that means a lot to me that you see my potential, because sometimes all you need is really to be seen. Maybe by that one person, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a stranger, but to just be seen is like one of the best feelings. I feel like for anybody, I think we all want to be seen and understood. And another realization I'm realizing is that loneliness is not the enemy. It's like, yeah, it could kill, it could lead to depression 100%, but loneliness is not always terrible, just like being selfish is not always terrible, because being selfish is self-care and being lonely is solitude. Like being like right now I'm by myself. I mean, my mom is sleeping over there and my dogs are nearby, but like I am by myself. No partner, no friend is next to me. And I'm enjoying like talking to myself, or I guess to the camera, and just appreciating like who I am, and just like realizing the impact that I have on people. It just feels like such a gift, and it feels like so sacred that the people that I meet, you know, for the most part, are gonna have a good interaction with me, because that's what I want to spread, is like positivity and love and happiness. And if I did that, if I met somebody and I gave them that, and that is the sum of their interaction with me, then that's enough. That's enough, because sometimes I worry about the future and long term, just like everybody, you know. Like, we want to know what's going to happen in the next like 6 months, because, you know, uncertainty is scary. However, it's also a beautiful thing, because nobody wants to be told how and when they're going to die. Like, don't tell me. But I think the uncertainty is what is the beauty of it, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, who knows? You don't know who you're gonna marry, who you're gonna start a family with. But like, it's the mystery, it's the adventure, it's the random like chance of events. Like, what is going to happen tomorrow? But I'm excited. And yeah, you know, maybe not everything is where I want it to be. You know, maybe my money could be up here and my debt could be down here. But I think that depending on your problem solving skills, like, how are you going to come back from that? How are you going to figure it out? Like, make a plan and execute it. Like, let's say loneliness is a problem. Like, oh, I feel lonely. Then reach out to a friend. Or maybe, oh, I don't feel like I have a lot of friends. Then what do? You just kind of have to start working on your hobbies. What are your hobbies? That could be social, you know? And that's how I made most of my friends, from sports and just from meeting people, just wherever I am, just putting yourself in a place to have opportunities. And just also, I was reading my book, how important it is to smile. Like, yeah, you hear that and then you're like, yeah, I get it. No, but smiling actually has such a huge impact on people. Like, it makes people like you, it makes people listen to you, like even fall in love with you, you know. And it's really not hard to, like, if you can fall in love with yourself, I think that is the greatest love of all time. And the people that get the chance to like kind of like be with you and embody your presence, it's just like, it's just such a light, you know. And it's just becoming so surreal, just like from all the interactions I've had, and I'm just so grateful, you know, for my life right now. You know, the good and the bad and the ugly. But thank you guys for listening, and I hope that in any of the things that I've said was a gem that you take with you, and I will see you guys next time.